Greetings, and good afternoon, Juneteenth family. Welcome to another weekly edition of our Lunch and Learn.
E is exhaling, having an opportunity to breathe, to rest, to refill yourself and rejuvenate yourself, because no one can pour from an empty cup.
As you evolve and become more of yourself, you begin to attract the people that are there for you.
Amen.
So everything you need is in this space.
You have to learn from your mistakes. Once you make a mistake, sit down, recoup, and then start over. And once you do that, you say, I got that.
See, Juneteenth means to me, I would definitely say empowerment and education.
When I experienced it, like just coming together and, being a part of something bigger than myself, and
A new start, starting a new chapter, opportunity, new beginnings, all of that good stuff.
Greetings, and good afternoon, Juneteenth family. Welcome to another weekly edition of our Lunch and Learn. Today, we're here to talk about starting a catering business without a plan nor savings. We're here with a sis named Carolyn Lockwood. She is the founder and owner of Bold and Trills Incorporated, which we'll talk a lot more about shortly. But what I'll say that stood out to me through this bio, through her energy, is that I know that she started this when our world was in a space where a lot of us had a lot of things going on, whether it be losses, whether it be new business babies, whether it be new babies. 2021 was a year of let's talk about her year, because it was a year of a lot. Let's bring Carolyn up to the stage. Let's talk about what 2021 brought for her and Bold and Trills. Hey, Carolyn, how are you today?
Hi, how are you? I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Same here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for coming to share with the community what you've learned, what you've endured, and what you're up to out in the world. So I'm going to actually quiet myself for a little bit. I'm going to go on mute, and I would love for you to share a little bit about yourself, about your journey. I know your grandma is a big inspiration for you. Tell them what caused you to create Bold and Trills, and then we'll dive into the conversation from there. And please pardon my dog, you guys. He wants to be on stage.
That's okay. Okay. Thank you once again. Okay, so my name is Carolyn Lockwood, and I am the eldest of 7 kids with my dad, 4 from my mom. So I actually, started up with my grandmother due to my dad, having a lot of kids. I don't want to say it's a typical Jamaican thing, but it is what it is. So my grandmother was this kind of person who was always in the kitchen. And being in the kitchen is like us had to be there because, it's being in Jamaica, it's always important to have, especially the girls, learn how to cook, ensure the place is clean, and it's basically make sure you're preparing us to keep a family together. But at that time, as a child, I didn't know it was like that. To me, that was like me not getting the chance to play with friends and stuff like that. And at the age of 9, I gained interest when I saw her put chocolates in a beater to make chocolate, which I found fascinating at the time because this was a fruit from the tree that she put to dry, and it was just a long process. So I watched her made it, and I also helped her. And after seeing the outcome of that chocolate, that's when I know I wanted to do what I saw her doing. And this was always creating something out of nothing. And it helped me to maneuver where I am today. in the sense of doing a business, taking her memories and knowing that in this business it allows me and allows her legacy to still be within me. And it is just interesting how I am here telling you about it, but it is something that she also wanted to be told as well, if you could understand what I'm saying. So it's just interesting how things turned out how it is today. So I'm not hearing right now. I'm not hearing. Are you hearing me? I don't know what happened to our but I'm not hearing.
All right, how about now? Can you hear me now?
Yes. What happened?
Okay.
I don't know what happened just now.
I just refreshed my browser. I don't know. I just refreshed
Okay.
my browser. But so I was asking about the process with the chocolate. When you say that the chocolate was made, do you mean from like the cacao bean, like you watched her do the process completely from the
The the
tree all
the
the way?
from the beginning to the end where it was picked from the tree. It
Wow.
was it was in Jamaica we call this crocus bag. I don't know if you ever heard that term before. We call
Mm-mm.
it crocus bag that you use to take off the fruits from that cocoa. After
Mhm.
taking it off, then she would normally put it on a zinc on the outside and have it dried. So having it dried for like 2, 3 days, and after having it dry, you take it from the outside, put it on the inside, then she would put it on the stove and start to parch it. Start to parch it where the skin start coming off, where you can see what is beneath the skin. And after doing all of that, we help to, unskin that fruit and then put it in the mortar. And then you have this long, heavy stick that, she will start to beat it. And this woman was like 70 something, but you wouldn't know in the just the way she held that stick, that strength she still had in her hand at that age, beating it until it would come moist, and you could like make it in the shape of a dumpling or any shape that people would feel comfortable with, and put it in the fridge for like days. And this is something that we will drink on Sunday morning, hot chocolate tea on Sunday morning, and it was like the
Wow.
best thing, the
Wow.
best thing.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing how your
You're
grandmother
welcome.
inspired and played a significant role in starting your business. So, your business, I did mention it at the top, Bold and Trills. Let's talk more about Bold and Trills. I definitely shared that you began it in 2021. We know your grandma was the inspiration, but tell us, what was it like? What was that moment that said, Bold and Trills, this is going to be it. I'm going to move full forward ahead in the spirit of grandma. And how did we get here today with you and I talking here?
Okay, so everyone, remember 2021 was a year where we had COVID, and this was unexpectedly because everybody was doing their regular daily lives, and this took us suddenly from nowhere. And I remember distinctly because it was near my birth month, and I was getting, ready to, celebrate another birthday because I'm like that when it come on to my birthdays. And everything was stopped. It was like watching a movie. Everything stopped. And it's like you're wondering if what does this mean to you as a person, to you as a mother, especially what you're gonna tell what you tell your children when you yourself don't even understand what was going on. So to kind of go further down, I woke up and realized that it was a state of emergency. People could not go out, and only certain workers were allowed to go out. And I was, and still is working at IHOP, and luckily, I was one of the person who got selected to stay at IHOP while everyone went home. During that time, friends were, scared. Friends were like, they can't get the regular food that they used to get, like going out to Peppers or, to jerk places or, buy, regular food that allowed you to feel, that kind of, you know, liveness in you. So I was like, okay, okay. Went home, told my guy, I was like, I'm going to cook. I'm going to cook and sell some food. And just like that, I said it. I'm gonna cook some food. And I did just that. Start cooking. Bear in mind, I should be saving because the world is some, I should have been saving my money, but no, I use my 9 to 5 job money and start cooking. Start going to places where has few people still standing on the corner gave them food, tell them that once I give you the food, only thing I need from you is to allow me to make videos with you so people can see you eating the food and see the reaction. I start going to my job. I give my manager, my supervisor was giving them food. They were eating it, they were enjoying it, and I was like, okay, this looks like it can work. And then I was watching social media, watching everything and seeing other people like, what they were saying. And I was listening to them and I was like, okay, I can use this tool also to start a business. And I did just that. I never stopped, even though I was in a tiny space. And I must say this, and the reason why I'm going to say this when it comes on to space, because a lot of us tend to say that we have a small space, but yet still we can't do certain stuff. I'm telling you, I was in a space, a small space. Most of the time, I was taking pictures of my food on a bed and putting it, letting it look like it was a fine dine table. You know what I mean? I put them there. I took the pictures. People were liking the pictures, and I'm like behind the scene. I'm like, I'm in bed. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, this can work. And I continued, and people were, reaching out to me, telling me that, where can I come and get that food? Where can I, da 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 da? And I was like, okay, this is really good. And then I started to say, I need a name. I got a friend, and we got together, and we were trying to raffle through names and everything. First, I came up with Carolyn Catering Cuisine. I ran with that for probably 6 months. And then I was like, I don't want to sound too Jamaican. Everybody Jamaican anniversary, they have their Jamaican name. And I was like, I don't want to sound Jamaican. I want to step out of the Jamaican thing where once you see the name, yes, Jamaican. I didn't want that. I wanted the name to be seen where they could actually question what are they cooking, what, you know what I mean. I wanted a sign to speak what I cook. And we went through, and we were thinking about algorithm also. And I was like, okay, McDonald's, Burger King, Golden Crust. So I wanted to put a name that will, attract my name with the algorithm. So then we were saying, oh, I was like, I'm bold. I'm bold at this age to start a catering business. I'm bold to do something without no money. I'm bold. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's when the bold come in. I'm like, and they were like, oh, okay, bold, chills.
I
And
love
I
it.
like Golden Trills. And then that's how I changed the name to Golden Trills, and I ran with it. Because even up until today, a lot of people don't even know that it's a female that started Golden Trill. I'm always referred to a male. And I'm guessing because of the name, how the name, you know what, it don't have a like, no feminine thing to it. It's just
Mhm.
Golden Trills. And I ran with that. And a lot has been coming towards me from ever since where I went in Times Square. I did for Christmas where I was giving away food. Bear in mind, I still didn't have nothing. I was just doing from my heart. I didn't put nothing to paper. And I'm still not complete putting nothing to paper today either. But it's everything was just coming from my heart. I was just giving. It's like even if I don't make nothing, I'm still giving. And it felt good. And for so many reasons, I did what I saw my grandmother was doing. And
Mhm.
that's she was always happy and it allowed her to feel good as well. And it feel good also when I do, stuff like these. And it's like when
Mhm.
I decided to go to festivals, it was an hassle. I didn't know what I should get. I didn't know where I should go, but I did ask questions. And this is very important. It's always important to ask people who were in business before you, ask for help. And I did just that. I asked previous employers who I used to work with in the food chains, get advice from them. I did researches and I went outside. I went outside. I was always questioning people. So I entered my first festival and I was scared. I was scared that not having certain stuff, not having an LLC, not having, not looking like, a structured business, but I was scared of that, but I was mainly focused on the money, getting the money that can allow me to get properly structured. That's what I was all about. Went there with what I had and went to make money. Didn't make the money that I expected, but I gained something that is so valuable and people can actually see how what you love can come to life. And I'm going to stretch to get it.
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. We're not gonna wait, because we're gonna make that a bigger reveal. It's gonna be a bigger part of this conversation because that's where I want to go next. So one question, and then we're gonna go all to what you've been up to because you have been up to some amazing things in a very short period of time. And I have it that what I hear through all of your share is being spirit led. You've allowed spirit and who you are in at your heart center, who your grandma raised you to be.
Hmm.
You've been following that. And I have it that when people follow that, you're not following the money, when you're not following the status, when you're not following those things, life gives you some amazing things. And we're going to get to those amazing things. But you shared and you mentioned something about social media and how social media helped you. So, for other business owners, that for other caterers that may be wanting to start, for people that in any business, because most of business tools we can use across the board in our different businesses. So, what would you say played, like you mentioned that social media played a crucial role? Can you elaborate on some of the like strategies that you use that worked for you, some that might not have worked? I know you mentioned using your space and not making because it's small mean that you can't make it happen. So I heard being creative with a small space. What else would you share with the community in regards to your social media management and how you've done that and made it work?
Okay. So one of my main thing that I never leave was my phone, and I didn't had no one to walk with me with a camera nor of an extra phone. I had my phone. I was in the kitchen. I would like prepare food and have my phone right next to me. I was not a good editor or anything like that, but I tried my best. I did what I could do, and that was it. Because a lot of us want to start perfect. A lot of us don't want to make mistake and allow mistakes to lead you to the corrections. Because without mistakes, there's no way we can learn how to. You know what I mean? Um, I I never say I want to be perfect. I wanted people to relate with me. I wanted to be transparent where I'm just a regular person who is in their 40s just like you. I didn't want them to like, oh, she's a Kim Kardashian. We can't relate. You know what I mean? She had a gold spoon. I wanted to be organic, especially as a Caribbean woman, where I could have other women looking at me like, but she had the same age like me. She doing something that Martha Stewart. You know what I mean? I wanted to be a Martha Stewart, I should say, for my females. So I was doing stuff. Some of the time I would have my son be doing a little voice thing, like when we're doing. I wanted women to see that you could incorporate your kids also in just just be normal. Social media wanted us to be synthetic. I wanted to be organic. And this is what I was trying to do. I even went to my job, had friends, families, also incorporate them into mini commercials, because I call all of this mini commercials because they are. And to get a lot of information, as I said, you have to ask questions and also research. Everything is out there. If it's not on YouTube, it's on Google. Everything is out there right in your hand. I know a lot of people saying that you got to go to culinary school. Yes, I went to art school in Jamaica. I got a few papers, yes, but there's so much you can always learn on a daily basis. And I didn't even know that when I had to go to a festival, I need like a vending license, your food permit. I didn't know that you had to and know the correct hose you should take when you're using like the gas on the outside. You have to always have like your fire extinguisher. I didn't know all of that. So like going to the festival, I didn't get the money I actually wanted, but I learned so much, so much. And I also learned that it's important to always have a relationship with people, because if you want people to be a part of what you're creating as a legacy, you have to always listen to the people, look at their reaction. If they tell you that that's too much salt in the food, it's not an insult, but
Yeah.
always take the correction, because these are the people that will keep you, to where you want to go. Yeah.
I love that. I love that you closed, well, not closed out, but that you ended your sentence there, because that's one of the biggest disservices that Caribbean or American, whatever, just when you are we have certain resistances. We take feedback as like something bad, as opposed to allowing it to nourish us and allow it to be nourishment rather than criticism. We become so defensive a lot of times, and
Right.
we all have histories that have
Yeah.
gotten us there, but we can change that. Once you acknowledge anything, no matter where you're from, no matter what color you are, when you have something that maybe is in your cultural pattern, your generational patterns, we have opportunities to shift and change them when we can actually acknowledge how we're being in the world,
Definitely.
and being flexible and open to feedback as a business
Hmm.
person. is detrimental to our survival as an entrepreneur, because when you're not willing to take feedback,
Mm-hmm.
you lose customers.
Definitely.
You lose your
Definitely.
customer base. You lose their trust and their confidence when you're
Mm-hmm.
not willing to take feedback. So I love that you shared that in the space.
Thank you.
So let's go to these festivals. So I know something that they don't know out there, and I know that you won for best unique dish. So while you might not have gotten the monies you wanted at that festival, I'm not sure if these are the same exact festival,
The same,
but
yes.
but you were able to secure a spot, which I'm sure grabbed attention, that was probably equivalent to money. While you know money in that moment when we need to fix something, to grow something, it can be, yes, I want that. But sometimes just having people see you is
Yes.
valuable, because then
Yes.
you open up the pool of resources,
Mm-hmm.
because now sometimes people just want to support you and show up for you because
Exactly.
they see that you can create the best unique dish.
Yes.
So tell us more about the dish that won and what set it apart from the other dishes that were in that category.
Okay. So this was, as I said, I went to make money, but I did fill out the form for the contest. But bear in mind, I was not prepared for this. Filled out the form, submitted it, and we were on the ground of the festival, trying to call our customers, try to do our, regular stuff. And we were asked to submit pork. We had jerk pork. And the judges, like, I think and I forgot his name. He's a big chef right now in the States. I totally forget his name. I think it's Top Chef or something like that. He was with four more other judges, and they came around, tasted the jerk pork, and my slogan is bold and chills, a taste with a beat. And must I tell you, they had the beat when they tasted the jerk pork. I saw they were dancing and everything, and then I gave them the sauce, the sauce that I created. And the female came back to me and asked me if I made the sauce, and I said yes, it is my sauce. And she said, "Wow." And they walked away. We continued doing our regular stuff until like 10 minutes after they were coming with this lovely thing.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
I
Look at you.
know.
Spirit, didn't plan on doing this,
Didn't.
didn't plan on doing that, but followed spirit. You
This
followed
is what, yes?
filling
This,
out the application, not even expecting, like, if no one hears anything, what I hear is follow spirit. Don't question, don't get stuck on the story, don't get
mm,
stuck on what you haven't done before, what you're afraid to try to do. Just follow spirit, follow your heart, show up for yourself. That's what I'm hearing
you
out of.
can never you can never fail. You can never fail because every time I turn on the stove, it's like I'm turning on back the life of my grandmother. Every time I turn the fire under
What's her
that
name?
stove.
What
Her
was her name?
name, oh, she died at the age of 100, and her name was Tatlin Sims.
Tatlin.
Tatlin, Tatlin Sims.
That's a beautiful name. I've never heard that first name before. That's gorgeous.
Yes,
And the reason I ask is because many of the communities that I'm a part of, we honor our ancestors highly. So we can't just keep talking about grandma, talking about grandma,
yes.
talking about grandma, and not bring her name into this space, because
And I
that,
thank you for asking. Thank you.
you're welcome. This is her legacy. This is
Yes,
her dream come true through her grandbaby, who
yes,
thought who thought that she was losing time with friends, but didn't even realize that she was gaining tools that would probably
yes,
root you to your friends. You
yes,
probably are one of those friends that people turn to when they're in times of, because food is our comfort spot.
yes, it is. It
Food is
is.
our comfort spot, and especially for people that have left their country And all you really want sometimes is, and I don't have this experience, but just the empath in me, the heartfelt center of me is that I think about, I have so I do have something in my family. My great grandma and then one of my grandma's sisters used to make these yeast rolls. No one in the family is making yeast rolls anymore. No one has, my little cousin, the last aunt's son, he knew how to make them, and we lost him in 2018
Mm.
at a very young age. So
Wow.
right now we have a few that are like, yeah, I watched grandma, I was there, I can make them, but no one has made
Right.
successful yeast rolls, and I have not had them since I was in my 30s, and I'm now in my 40s
Wow.
as well. So
Wow.
since my elder aunt passed away some years ago, yeah, we have not had those good old yeast rolls. So when you just want that authentic, like, take you back to your childhood, take you back to Sundays with your family, take you back to Friday evenings if fish is the thing, and you know, just that
Yes.
time,
Yes.
having someone like you in their lives, I'm sure is like, and to call a friend, I'm
Right.
sure is part of their comfort and their happy space in this life. So I'm so grateful that that you are living Miss Tatlin's dream. That,
Yes.
did I say that
Yes.
correctly?
Yes.
Tatlin,
Yes, you
Tatlin.
did.
What a beautiful name.
Yes, Catlin.
So
Yes,
I
and she
also
was
know
beautiful
something
too.
else about you. I also know something else because this young lady here, because yes, I call us young no matter how old we are. For me, it's about spirit.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the spirit of the person that keeps
Yes.
us young. And this young lady here has also had the opportunity to cater for the Minister of Agriculture and Fishery for Jamaica. Now, that's not a small feat to get to serve people that are at the top levels of whatever country it is, whether it's your country in Jamaica, here in America. Once you're able to put food on the plate for someone at that level, it means something. It means that not only is your craft art, but it really tastes good and somebody believes in you. So tell us what that was like. What was that experience like?
Hmm. Even though it was done in 2022, it is still not 100% process that I literally cater for a minister who I grew up as a child watching his dad in the House of Parliament in Jamaica. And it was just phenomenal because in Jamaica we have two parties. We have the JLP and the PNP, and he's a part of the JLP. And to know that back in Jamaica, JLP and PNP, they were like rivals, like, this one is on that side and that one is on that side. But I catered for a member of the JLP, and I did not care. I cared that I catered for my Jamaican diaspora people. And when I saw when they reached out to me, I was like, me? You know what I mean? Because it's not a big catering thing where you could see that yes, she's catering for thousands, like other chefs, but they reach out to me. And when I got the call, I was like, this is it, God. Because it's like I always say, he's not gonna let nothing come in my space unless he see it is fit and he see what it's gonna do for me and for other people. Because I try not to do things for myself. I always try to see whatever I do, other persons can definitely win as well. So I went ahead, I created a menu. I created a menu where I didn't want it to create just a regular Jamaican dish where you want oxtail, jerk chicken, and jerk pork. This is the diaspora Jamaicans that people gonna be around, cameras gonna be around, press gonna be around, and I wanted to create it something different, and I did just that. I created menus in cups. I created like 10 fish on vegetables. And this was not expected. When the guests came in and the look I saw on their face, and they saw us because it was just both of us, my partner and myself. And they saw only two people just look regular, and yet still they saw the food.
Wow.
And that is the kind of impression I want to get when it comes on to my food. Just as how the cocoa turned out after being picked and going a pot to make as a tea. That's the kind of process I wanted my food to be. And elegancy, culture. But when I say culture, I don't mean culture where my culture don't show a form of elevation, where you just show, I wanted to show where our culture changes a time with a different generation. And I did just that. And it was an experience. It was it was something that I have in my book, I have in my journal to put down, and have I keep on telling people that never give up on yourself.
Mm.
Never give up on yourself, because I'm doing all of this, and tell myself I'm going to write a book also. I'm going to have someone write a book on my life, because I know so many people out there who just think that being a woman, being from Jamaica, being being a product of a teenage mom, that they think that the narrative is like certain stuffs are only going to be for you, and you are not going to be able to reach certain stuff. I want to change that narrative, that once you have the love, once you have the vision, and once you pray about it. I pray about this kind of interview, but not as how we been on devices, but I always ask to get the opportunity where I can speak in front of people to encourage them that nothing is impossible, and I'm a living testimony today for it. I am.
I love that. I love that. I love that. When you were sharing just now, I was like, yeah, I see a book. I see a cookbook that is a storybook, but has in each chapter a recipe that
I'm
matches
working on it.
the stories of grandma. And I don't know, it's a book through grandma. I'm like, the reader in me
Yes,
starts to
yes.
see
You
what's
so you
there for
see what
me.
I'm talking about. I reach out to people about it. I reach out to
I
people
see it
about it
coming
already.
already. It's, it's one of those other things. It's like part of the journey as you continue to collect your testimonies. Your book is being built right now. It just
Yes,
hasn't gotten put down on paper yet. But
yes.
even the, and this is a book that I love already. It's a timeless book for me because just the way that you tell the story of the cacao bean and it becoming the chocolate and how you yourself.
I am the cocoa bean.
Exactly. How you fell in love with the process slowly and with integrity and strength versus it being, oh gosh, she forced me to cook and then now I'm just here and I'm just cooking because what else do I know how to do? Some people come with that kind of energy. You come with love for it. You saw what she was up to. You saw the
Mhm.
love that she was pouring into you, and sometimes, I'm the eldest of my siblings. It's three of us for my mom, and the ones for my dad. We grew up separately, so we didn't have the honor of being like connected in that.
Right.
But we're still siblings, and
Yes.
but being the eldest of those two, a lot of times you basically feel like you're being punished when you have to do things, and
Yeah.
it's invaluable because
I know
once
what you're
you
talking. Yes.
it's so invaluable because once you become the adult and you realize how prepared you are, and sometimes it comes from those things, and then
Yes.
you look at the other ones and you go, oh, they didn't learn as much as I did
Right.
in
Yes.
this area. I'm sure
Yes.
they have other things, but they're missing that
Right.
and it's something else that does when you're in the kitchen. It creates connection and a
Yes.
bond
Yes.
that you don't even realize is happening. For me, I never really fell in love with the process, but what I do know is that cooking for people is one of my love languages. While
Yes.
I don't love like the process of cooking, and I love seeing people's faces.
Yes.
I love the fact that I do come from talented hands,
Yes.
and that I naturally have a gift that I don't have to work hard at. And is my food as good as theirs? No, it's not, because I don't love the process as much. But I'm gifted as well, and it's a love language. But that what you've learned, the bond, like even thinking back to the times that I pass me this, pass me that, stir that, stir that. No, you're stirring wrong. Stir it this way. Move. It's like, in that moment, I just wanted to take the spoon and throw it down and say, I don't even want to be in here. I just want to be outside. So I understand that. But again, being able to have that as a love language, being able to see my son's face when he gets a meal of mine, being able to see anybody, it
Yes.
really is a good feeling.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
I have one more question. This ackee and saltfish, I hear yours is not the traditional. Tell me what yours is like, because for those of you out there who don't know, so my stepdad is Jamaican, so I
Okay.
grew up. Yeah, my brother and sister are Jamaicans. I call them my little Jamaicans, and I grew up eating food from your country, not just from the restaurant, but from his mother's kitchen.
Right.
Bully beef from his dad. That was his Mr. Clark's favorite meal to cook, was bully beef and white rice, and
Yes.
he knew how. That was the only dish he made, but he made the heck out of that dish. And on Sundays, Miss Julie would cook some amazing meals. She's down in Florida. He's no longer with us, but
Oh,
I know that I miss those Sunday meals. I miss
yeah.
being able to go into pots that I'm not in the kitchen where I have to beg for a little bit more oxtail gravy, or I have to say, please give me more vegetables than rice. Don't give me so much rice. I know that rice is a staple for a lot, but I don't like that much rice. Please give me more
Yes.
veggies than rice.
Yes.
I miss that feeling of being able to go in and just make my own plate of oxtail.
Right. Right.
Not to mention, we ain't even going to talk about these oxtail prices that I don't understand, that when things go and the masses start to discover things, because that was something that, like, for Americans, that was the equivalent of chicken backs.
Yes.
And my nana could kill some chicken backs.
Uh-huh.
My mother's mother, she could kill some chicken backs. But this country, that's a whole nother story for another day. But your ackee and saltfish, let's talk about it.
Yes. Okay, so as I said, ackee and saltfish is served in a plate, and I decided that I'm going to revamp it and put it in a cup. And I created it in a cup with vegetables, because a lot of people having problem with high cholesterols and having heartburns. So I decided that, minimize the oil that, is in the ackee and saltfish, minimize the intake with the salt. And I put it in portion. I put it in a cup with design fork. And we had some mixed vegetable underneath the ackee and saltfish, just introducing, to eat healthy also. And that was the take of the event, because when they heard I was going to prepare ackee, they were looking for the traditional style ackee and saltfish and dumpling. And I changed everything up. Everything I changed up. I was like, yeah, you're coming to look for the regular Jamaican food? No, not here. No, we stepping up. We doing different style. And the minister himself came, held my hand, shook my hand, and he complimented my food, and he personally invited me to his event the following day. And that's another story, but that was tremendous also. That was tremendous. So yes, ackee and saltfish was served in a cup, not on the plate.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So I know that you have, I have two more questions and then we'll start to wrap up. So I know that you have a background in the kitchen. Tell us a little bit of that and how it inspired, like how it influenced. I know that you mentioned that you reached out to different people. You were able to tap into that as a resource. What else were you able to transfer over from what you learned from that field to your own business?
Okay, so I started to do at first I started doing like a fish fry on Thursdays. And then Fridays I used to have a special soup day. That's what I started just to get, to get more familiar with the people and let them know that this is what I am offering on a weekly basis. And I normally do this on my days off. But it kind of changed now because my days off kind of, fluctuate now and then. And I will sometime occasionally let people know that this is the menu I have for this week. Let me know what you wish to have, and I do deliveries also. I This time of the year, this is when I get really active because I have a show next month, which is the Barris Hammond show in Long Island. I was invited to that festival. I have that. I have another event at the Brooklyn Common. Also, I was invited again at the Eastern Parkway, the Labor Day Parade. I also have that event as well. And I must have this in, despite the fact that I did not have enough information. What really have me is to know that persons are trying to reach out to me because of what they're seeing on my social media, asking me, where do you get that? Where do you go to get that? What do we need to start that? Even my past employers called me to let me speak to someone to give them advice, the direction where I am at right now. So it's important to market yourself. It's important to market your brand because if I wasn't doing this, I would not be seen nor reach out by, people who wanted to know what avenue I took to reach where I'm at right now. And as I said, you might not get the help you think you need at first, but you can always research. You can always research and make the calls for yourself. And I'm saying this because I just hope that this session we having right now will have more people understanding that it's not hard. It's not hard. It's honestly, it's not hard because I'm still here. 2023 after 2021, I'm still here. It's not hard. It is not hard.
I love that. And I have it because what I did want to kind of go back and visit is that so 2020, because that's where, excuse my language, I was about to say where shit really hit the fan. But I'm going to also be transparent and be myself because that is when shit really hit the fan. So it's almost like 2020 was a gestation period for you. Like
Mm-hmm.
you were carrying the baby and then you pushed it out in 2021. 2021 was where things took off for you and you
Mm-hmm.
started to nurture and have this live baby that's living out in the world and growing so amazingly. I'm
Right.
so honored to have interviewed you today. This was such a beautiful
Thank
conversation.
you.
I know that I have a lot of takeaways, and I hope that the community out there has a lot of takeaways for themselves as well. So you did kind of like answer my last question in both questions. So that's perfect because I was going to
Okay.
ask next what advice you had looking for someone to starting a food related business, and you answered just that. So what I would ask you next is that if you could just kind of wrap up our conversation with a short summary of what you would like everyone to walk away with today from our conversation and from what you bring to the community and what you have learned for yourself. And then after that, I'll have one last question for you for today.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So, what I would definitely want my viewers to leave here with, that's a very good question. I like that. Okay. So, we are all leaders in our own ways. And I want individuals to know that self trust, self belief, self ambitious, and self driven are key ingredients to existence that allow us to find our place on earth, because we all have something that we can give that each one will definitely welcome. It's might sound coy, but it's the energy that is around us. It's just that most of the time we are lost into the wrong energy that don't allow us to actually see what we can do. Because I was lost in the energy until I allowed my eyes to see what I need to see. Work at the talent that we have naturally. And I had this right in my eyes as a child with my grandmother. The talent that she had and the talent that she diffused onto me. I always wanted to encourage, especially my siblings, to have this sense of self-driven. But it's kind of hard when not everyone's gonna, see what you see. But I know they gonna look on this now and understand what I was saying all these years. Nothing is impossible. Anything that you want, and the Bible said it, ask and you shall receive. And that's what I did. And I know anybody can do anything they want. It's not impossible. It's not hard as how it may look. Just remember that it's just as how I am around my table, just looking how I'm here, and you don't know what is next to me. Only my eyes can see it. I People allow people to see what they want you to see. And that's what you need to do in your business. Work, create, and invest.
Okay. Oh, that was so beautiful. Okay, so before this one last question, something else came up for me. I want that sauce back in the screen. Let's bring it all the way up to the camera. Let's let the folks know what's the name of it, where can they find it, where can they find you. Your information has been dropped in the chat already, but I would love for you to share it from your own words, because
Okay.
I love your eloquence.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so this is the pineapple mango jerk sauce. This is the second jerk sauce. I actually sent the other one to get tested because they're in the process of getting tested for, certain levels like acidic, sugar, the intake with the water. And I also have my dry rub all purpose. These are just samples that I have right now. Presently, they're not on no platform right now where you can get them reached. The only way anyone could get them is by calling me and saying that, okay, Carolyn, am I able to get like 10 bottles? Or you send me an email. Yes, you can get it by reaching me in that way. But like going on my website, which I do have a website. Can I give it to you right now?
You sure can.
It is www.boldandtrills.link, link. So you can go on my website. You can see how I created it. All of that is created, from me because, as I said, this is very, dear to my heart. So let me tell you guys, the pineapple mango jerk sauce and everything I do, I take it to my job because that's where I started it with. My coworkers, they taste it, and what their input is very important to me.
Yes.
And this one, I think this one is the best from me since I started. Very fruity. Now it's taco season. It's perfect for taco. Perfect for taco right now. And also this, I'm going to tell only one ingredient I use in this, mainly because I'm Jamaican and my grandmother was a plant person. And I found the plant that she loved so dearly, and that was hibiscus. And I've ensured that I put my hibiscus into
In the
this tea.
rub.
Yes, this woman was a planned person. As I tell you, mm, yes. So that is it with my sauce right now, and I have so much more coming out too. I do have spicy jerk chips coming out. I am working.
I love that. I
I should
love
not,
that.
and I should have not said it. I should have not
Listen,
said it
I'll
because
say this much. I went to a jazz festival here in Atlanta because I live in Atlanta, and I moved in 2021. I up and moved from where I was from for 40, what was I, 45 that year, and moved to Atlanta. And it's the best thing I ever did for myself. And went to a jazz festival. My girlfriend, who is also Jamaican and a chef too here, she came. Everybody brought something. It was like a
yes.
potluck picnic. She went to Trader Joe's and came with these jerk plantain chips.
Oh,
So I'm not a huge fan of a lot of spice, but it had like the perfect amount of spice. And all I
right.
know is everybody sitting down went crazy because it was just like, we've heard of this kind of plantain chip, that kind of plantain chip,
Yeah, but
this
that's different. Yes.
girl. So I could only imagine it being made. I don't know who made those. I know Trader Joe's is cool and everything, but
Yes.
I don't know who made it and who what.
Yes.
We never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to. I just know that she's up there. She's gonna give you a lot of downloads. You're gonna have a lot of downloads, and I know that you've only just begun, and you've done a lot since you begun.
Thank you.
Again. So my last question for you, my love, is what does Juneteenth mean to you?
Hmm. Juneteenth is very, very important to me in so many ways. And I will say this because when I tried to participate with Juneteenth, I was welcome in a way that I was happy about, especially as an immigrant. And it allowed me to be closer to history, knowing that so much was fought for us to be here, for us to let our presence be relevant, and to get this opportunity to be on a Juneteenth platform to showcase my brand is phenomenal. And I do thank Juneteenth for reaching out for me to doing all of this presentation.
Ashe, thank you. Thank you so much for bringing your heart felt just self into this space, bringing all of you here.
Thank you.
I really, really, really enjoyed this conversation. And I look forward to seeing what else you're up to. And I hope that you'll come back again in maybe another year or 6 months and come share what's going on.
Definitely.
Because we're definitely all about education,
Yes.
sharing with each other the journey, sharing with each other what are the things that we can do to continue the spirit of Juneteenth. I love that you, over this time of me being involved with Athenia's platform, the conversation has come up a few times about, oh, non-American, American versus this. It's not your experience, it's our experience, wanting to have ownership. But I love how you laid it out and shared that regardless of what, when you're brown and you come to this country, whether you came by ship in the 1800s and were dragged, or whether you chose to come here and build legacy for your family, they did it for us. They
Exactly.
gave us framework. They gave us something to want to live into. They gave us legacy.
Definitely.
Any of us that end up coming to this country, no matter how. So thank you for coming, for bringing your all. And I'll see you behind stage.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, community, I really hope my heart is like beating fast. It's really, really warm. Tatlin was all up in this space with us today. Maybe even my Nana, Susie, who only really cooked with salt, pepper, Lowry's, and accent. Oh, but knew how to kill it. This was all before we knew that those other two things were like absolutely no good for us, but she could make something from nothing. And I'm sure that those two women came into this space today to help our conversation just go to the depths that it went to. And I know you guys know I love deep diving, so hate a surface conversation. So thank you for being with us today. I hope that you have some takeaways from today. I hope that you'll share, you'll like, you'll subscribe. You will share this conversation with all your friends. Make Juneteenth go viral. Help us out with our marketing. Help us out with going viral. We want to reach more in the community. So all it takes is a like and a share to help us get there. And next week, we will have with us one of our Black King awardees. His name is Kels Barnett. He is the founder of hashtag Take Care of Harlem, which promotes community endeavors, community service, community prosperity through the arts, culture, and entrepreneurship. And I'm super looking forward to that conversation too, because again, we're all here to educate, share, grow, and love on the community together. So everybody have a great day and see you next week, same time, same place. And thanks for being here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Greetings, and good afternoon, Juneteenth family. Welcome to another weekly edition of our Lunch and Learn.
E is exhaling, having an opportunity to breathe, to rest, to refill yourself and rejuvenate yourself because no one can pour from an empty cup.
As you evolve and become more of yourself, you begin to attract the people that are there for you.
Amen.
So everything you need is in the space.
You have to learn from your mistakes. Once you make a mistake, sit down, recoup, and then start over. And once you do that, you say, I got that.
See, Juneteenth means to me, I would definitely say empowerment and education.
When I experienced it, like just coming together and, being a part of something bigger than myself,
A new start, starting a new chapter, opportunity, new beginnings, all of that.